So we've had a deepening area of low pressure moving out across the North Sea. That has brought strong winds across the region, 72-mile-an-hour gusts recorded today at Wattisham. But the other thing that is concerning us is this risk of coastal flooding, already problems at Wells next to the sea. It's a combination of factors coming together. Underneath an area of low pressure, sea levels rise slightly, and this will push a bulge of water towards the coastline. These strong onshore winds that have developed with this area of low pressure pushing this water towards the coastline. And of course, it's all coincided with high tides, and that is where the risk becomes highest. And if we have a reminder of when those high tides are right across the Norfolk coast, really from 7:44 this evening right the way through the evening, it doesn't mean that this is when flooding will actually occur, because there can be a delay either side. But just moving further down the coast into Suffolk and Essex, you can see high tides over the next few hours into the early hours of tomorrow morning. So we're certainly not out of the woods, even though those winds have already eased. This risk of flooding continues right through into tomorrow morning. If that wasn't enough to contend with, it's also going to get very cold tonight, because the weather front today has brought in lots of cold Arctic air. So for many of us, temperatures will fall below freezing. And of course, where we've had earlier rainfall, there wasn't an awful lot of rainfall, but that brings risk of some icy patches and certainly the risk of a frost. Now, the winds, as I say, continuing to ease through this evening and overnight. It will still remain quite windy across the Norfolk coast, but not as windy as it was today. Then into tomorrow morning, we start clear and bright, but bitterly cold. Temperatures tomorrow are not expected to get higher than about 3 or 4 Celsius. So it will feel quite cold, despite the fact that we will see some of the sunshine. In terms of winds, still coming from a northwesterly direction, breezy around the coast, but generally moderate wind for most of us. And it stays largely dry into the afternoon with some bright and sunny spells to come. Looking ahead, high pressure starts to build back in, and of course this means all that cloud comes back. So although it will be very cold on Friday, the temperatures will recover by the weekend, but it will be rather cloudy. The winds will be lighter. We may well see some brighter sunny spells, but certainly as we get to the beginning of next week, those temperatures starting to climb just into double figures. In terms of overnight lows, tonight quite chilly, risk of a frost, and tomorrow night, but then with more cloud around, it does mean that temperatures overnight won't be quite so low. So if you've got any flooding concerns, a reminder of our floodline number 0845 988 1188.